Hi, everyone. Welcome to part one of a flow class, a spiraling flow class. We'll mostly be on the floor for this class. And so you can see behind me, I just have a big blanket spread out on the floor. You could be on your carpet, and if you have a wood floor, that'll work as well. And let's just go ahead and come to our back and sort of a position of a star. So feet wider than your hips and arms out like angel arms. So just come to your back. There are a few restrictions with all this space, not so confined to the little sticky mat. So you might find a different experience here today. And then we'll, as we often do, we'll begin by stopping. So in this position, if this is comfortable for you, if it's not, you could bend your knees and place your feet wider than your hips and let your knees rest together. But just take a series, maybe 6 to 8 breath cycles. Inhaling and exhaling. And with each breath cycle, can you extend the exhale just a little bit longer? Deep inhale, filling your lungs all the way up to the top of the lungs. You feel even the breath moving in the collarbone area. And as you exhale, long, slow exhale. Mm. And so just like the flow of a river, we'll explore today how there's no sooner, there's no later, there's just this flow of presence. Bending your knees, bring your knees into your chest, and just take your hands to the front of your shins or the top of your knees and just rock back and forth gently from side to side. Feeling into your lower back, the lumbar spine. And as you move back and forth, you might go a little bit further to one side and then inhale the top leg up. Go a little further to the other side. Inhale the top leg up. And just make this movement a little bigger, maybe a little more dynamic. As you inhale, bring the top leg up. Both knees together. Inhale. Moving back and forth in this way. Just a few more times. We're not in a hurry. Like the river has its source and it has its destination, and it just stays in that flow of presence all the way through. Coming back to center now, take the soles of your feet to the floor as wide or wider than your hips, and just let your knees move gently back and forth in a windshield wiper motion. Taking the time that you need, your rhythm might be a little faster or a little slower than mine. Allow it to just be what your body needs. And then come back to center with both knees pointing up towards the ceiling. Take your right hand and slide it across your body until it comes past the left hand. Knees will fall to the left, and then sweep your arm up over top of your head and come back to center, leaving your knees where they are. And then reach your arm again across your chest, past the hand that's on the floor, sweeping, making a big arc, coming back to center. And let's do that a couple more times. Just reaching past the bottom hand, sweeping up and over. And just again, take a rhythm that feels nice to you, a pace that feels nice to you. And then we'll inhale the knees back up to center. Take the opposite hand and reach across your chest, past your fingertips. Your knees will come to the floor, and sweep your hand above your head, back to the other side. And we'll do that a few more times so the knees stay over to the left or right, depending on which side you're on, and sweep the opposite hand across your chest, reaching past the fingertips on the floor, and then coming open one more time. Feel the opening in the ribs and the side waist, and then come on back to center. And then take your hands down at about a 45-degree angle now, and feel your sacrum resting on the floor. Feel the evenness of your sacrum. And on your next inhale, draw your pubic bone away from your navel. Your lower back will lift away from the floor. And on your exhale, draw your pubic bone back towards your navel, pressing your low back into the floor and up, stroking the navel itself. So go back and forth a few times. This is very similar to the cat-cow motion. So working back and forth. So we tilt the pelvis away, anterior, and we tilt the pelvis back. Feel the lift away from the floor as you tilt your pubic bone away from your navel, and feel yourself touching the floor again with your low back as you tilt your pelvis back towards the pelvis back towards the navel, or the pubic bone back towards the navel. And now just take that around in a circle, like you had a face of a clock on your belly, and you had a little marble sitting in the center of that clock. Roll the marble around the face clock. And then come back and go in the opposite direction. Take that little circle in the opposite direction. And see if you can really isolate this to your sacrum, your pelvis, and not have the knees be involved. Good. And then coming back to center now, hands alongside your body, palms down, and just press into your feet and lift your hips and let your arms come behind you. The backs of your hands will touch the floor behind you. And on your exhale, roll down one vertebra at a time until you're all the way back down on the floor. And inhale, press into your feet, lift your hips, arms come behind, backs of your hands to the floor, and exhale, lower that all back down. And as you continue this little practice here, maybe you can have your hands and your hips meet the floor at the same time. A little brain work, a little advanced proprioception, as the hands, of course, will have to move a little faster than the hips. A couple more times here, just moving through this sort of unfurling or undulation of the spine, so pressing up and then rolling back down. Feel each vertebra as you roll back down, touching the floor. The next time you press up, just take the right arm up and turn your head to the left, and then roll back down. Hips come to the floor, right hand comes to the floor. Press up, left arm up and behind, turn your gaze to the right, and then take that back down. And one more time each side, so right arm up, pressing into your hips, not going for a lot of height here, and as in the bridge pose, just warming up the spine. And then coming to the floor, stretch your legs long, pull your toes back towards your shins, reach your arms above your head, and stretch through both arms and both feet like you're being pulled in half. And then press through your right heel and reach away with the right arm. And release and press through your left heel and reach away with the left arm. And just feel an opening through each side waist, the side of your ribs as you move back and forth, side to side. Same heel and same reaching with the hand. Feel that rhythm in your body. And then let's leave the arms up above our head. Reach the right leg up now and just draw the leg across your midline until you feel yourself spiraling open from your low back, and just let everything continue to roll until you're on your belly. And then lift your right leg again and draw it behind you across your midline, letting yourself spiral open from the low back, from the sacrum, until you're all the way back onto your back. And then lift your left leg and draw it across your midline and feel yourself spiraling until you come all the way to your belly. Lift your left leg, bring it across your midline behind you, and feel yourself spiraling open in the other direction. So this is Tom Meyer's work, and this is a really interesting way to see where we might have some stickiness in our body. So we'll do it one more time, picking up the right leg, bring it across your body, and see as you bring it across, you're going to spiral from the sacrum and the lower back all the way up into your cervical spine, your neck. Reach the right leg up and come across your back body and spiral open in the other direction. And now we'll take it to the other side. Reach the left leg up, come across your midline, and let yourself spiral open. And then lift the left leg, reach across your back body until you spiral open. And then coming back to center, let's take the knees, bend the knees again and bring the soles of the feet to the floor. So maybe you noticed one direction was easier than the other. And then just bring your knees back into your chest for a minute. Coming back to that first little rocking motion. And then take your knees around in a circle. Both hands on the knees. You're going around in one direction. So you feel the pressure on the pelvis, and then into the low back, the other side of the low back, and then onto your pelvis again, then reverse that direction. Reverse the direction. Feeling into some movement in the hips and the low back. Take both hands to the top of your knees and take your knees out wide and back together. And take your knees out wide and back together. I like to do the exhale to bring my knees in. Inhale to take the knees wide. Make your breath and movement married together. Working together, and then reverse the direction. Great, and then take your feet back to the floor, stretch your legs out long. Good, and then here we're just going to, we'll start with the left leg and we'll just slide the left knee up in the Baddha Konasana shape. So, and then take the left foot back, point your toes up towards the ceiling. Turn your left foot out to the left, slide your foot up, your knee will come up, and you'll begin going back and forth between sort of a Tadasana shape and Baddha Konasana on the left side. And then just a couple more times. And then the last time, you'll leave your left knee out to the side. Inhale to bring your right knee up and draw your right knee to stack on your left knee, and bring your right arm over top until you're in sort of a curled up fetal position, sort of curled around your navel center. And then open back up. Slide your right leg out. Inhale, slide the right leg up and stack your right leg, right knee over left knee, and curl yourself around your navel. Inhale, open back up and take the right leg long. One more time. Inhale, draw the right knee into the chest, and then stack your right knee on your left knee. Take a full breath cycle here. And on your next inhale, simply slide your body long, sort of balancing there. And then exhale, bring everything back together. You could touch elbows to knees if you want. And then inhale, slide everything long. And exhale, bring everything back together. Sliding everything long. And then exhale, bring everything back together. And then this last time, we slide everything long, we'll stay open. You can rest your head on your bottom arm and use your top arm for balance. And we'll take the top leg back and forth in a bit of a swinging motion. And your upper body is involved a bit as well. Let it all work together. And then this last time, when the leg is in the back body, go ahead and reach back with your top hand, taking your foot or the bottom of your pants and just opening through the front of the quadricep, the upper leg. And from here, you'll take this top foot, place it on the floor, and roll open. And then that leg now is bent in the Baddha Konasana shape. Release the leg straight back down to the floor. And now repeat that same pattern on this other side. So legs straight in the Tadasana. The opposite foot falls out. Slide that knee up towards your waistline back and forth a few times, feeling the action in the hips. We're just flowing here, working in the hips. Now keep your leg bent to the side and inhale the opposite leg up and stack it. Stack your arms and come into that kind of fetal position. Inhale, reach the top leg back up. Take it long. Draw that foot up on the next inhale and reach it over and stack. Draw your arms in, curling around your navel center. Inhale, reach top leg up. You come on to your back and take that leg long. Next inhale, draw the leg up, stacking both knees now and coming into that fetal position. You're curled around your navel. On your next inhale, straighten everything out. And on your next exhale, draw everything back together. Inhale, straighten things out. It's okay if you roll out. If you roll out, just come back. And so maybe that's just where your flow needs to go. Yeah? Good. And this last time, you can rest your head on your bottom arm. And just feel the stretch, and then you can use your hand to rest, and now you're swinging that top leg back and forth. Go at a rhythm, a pace that feels nice for you, nice and supportive. We're going for flow and more flow and less sort of sticky mechanical movements. And the next time your leg is behind you, reach around with the top hand, take your foot or the top of your pants, wherever you can manage, and open through the front of this quadricep. The upper leg, the strong thigh muscles, get a little opening there. And then you'll just take that foot down to the floor, roll yourself open. Bring your knees back into your chest, one good squeeze. And then crossing at the ankles, rock yourself up to a seat. From here, we'll take the right shin in front of the left. If you need to put some blocks underneath your knees or sit up onto the edge of a blanket, go ahead and do that. And then just begin stirring through your pelvic bowl, going to the right and around. And come back to center now. Reach over to the right and then open in the other direction. Fold down towards the floor, sweep through center, come on back up. Reach to the right and fold to the left. See if you can keep both sit bones firmly on the floor. And then as you fold, you just come through center and come back up. Inhale, reach to the right. Exhale, fold over. And this time as you sweep through the center, bring your hands all the way over to the right. And then with your right hand beside your right hip, press yourself up and reach to the right with the left hand. Inhale, come on back up. And then circle again, moving to the right first. All right, coming back to center. Reach to the right. Exhale to the left. Maybe you can get your forearm to the floor. Don't sacrifice the hip picking up, though. See if you can keep your hip down on the floor. And then you'll fold towards the floor, sweep through center, come back up, tall spine. Reach to the right on the inhale, exhale, fold over. Fold yourself down. Come all the way through center, come back now to the right side. So you're in a bit of a twist here. And then pressing into your right hand, sweep your left hand up and over. Turn your palm to the ceiling, look up if it works for your neck. Turn your palm down and side bend. Turn your palm to the ceiling, open your chest to the ceiling. Turn your palm down and coming back to the side bend. One more time. And then sweeping through center, come back up, take your hands behind you and change the cross of your legs. Stirring through now your pelvic bowl, beginning to the left. As you stir, feel both sit bones firmly on the floor. And then come to center, reach out to the left. Exhale, side bend to the right. Fold and walk your hands around to the center and back up. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, come over to the right. Fold yourself down, walk your hands through center and back up. Inhale, reach to the left. Feel the whole side waist reaching long. And exhale, come over. Turn your gaze to the floor, hands to the floor, walk yourself back to center. And now take your hands all the way to the left, as per your capacity. Pressing into your left hand now. Inhale your right arm up and over. And then turn your body and stack your right arm sort of parallel to the floor. And then open up. Inhale back to center. We'll stir to the left again. Back to center, reach out to the left, sweep up and over. Drop your hands to the floor, walk through center and back up. Reach out to the left, come up and over. Drop your hands to the floor, come through center, press yourself up. One more time, reach out to the left, up and over. Maybe you can get your forearm to the floor, but keep your left sit bone attached, palm facing down. Turn your gaze to the floor. Bring your hands all the way through center and all the way over to the left. Maybe you go a little further this time. And then pressing into your left hand, reach up with the right arm. Turn your palm to the ceiling and turn your gaze to the ceiling and your chest. And then come back to the side bend. Maybe the left arm might have to go out a bit here. So we'll go back and forth a few times with this little movement. Peeling Your chest open towards the ceiling, but keeping both sit bones firmly on the floor. And this last time, you can sweep through center, come back up. Let's take the left leg, right leg long, and the left leg will stay in by our body. So we'll take the right hand down to the floor and sweep open. And then left hand reaches out towards left leg, just a gentle fold. Inhale, sweep, open. Exhale, come back to the left side. Inhale, sweeping open. Moving over to the right, feel the opening through the side body. And then take your hands behind you again, bringing both feet together in the Baddha Konasana shape. And just sort of coming into that same pelvic bowl, stirring. And then right leg long, left leg in. Take your left hand beside your left leg and open up in that direction. And then come back and just reach out towards the right foot. Inhale, sweeping up and over to the left. Maybe your forearm can come to the floor. Inhale, back up, exhale, fold. One more time. And fold. Good. And then we'll take both legs out in front. Lift your hips, shift them back, set them down in the Dandasana shape, the staff pose. Pull your toes back towards your shins. Reach the crown of your head towards the ceiling and just take just a little fold. Press your heels into the floor and isometrically drag your heels back. Good. And then come to a seated, we're going to do a seated cat-cow. So you'll bring your hands behind you and your legs, your feet wider than your hips. And then the same thing we did on the floor. So opening, going back and forth in the windshield wiper motion. Your hips might migrate. Just set yourself back. And then from here, we'll come back to center. And now we want to pick up our feet. We'll pick up our feet and drop our knees to the right. So one foot is in one leg, the right leg is in Baddha Konasana shape, and the left leg is in sort of a, almost like Virasana. We call this a shin box. And then you'll inhale, pick up your feet and switch the orientation of your legs. So resting on your hands behind you as you move through this rotation in your hips. Okay. And then for those of you who'd like to try it without the hands, you can bring your hands sort of out here in the front or at heart center and pick up the feet and then switch the orientation of your legs back and forth. A little more coordination involved. Good. And the next time your knees are over to the right, press into your right hand and come up onto your shins and open up through your side body. And then sit your hips back down using your hands behind you or not. Change the orientation of your legs. Now your left hand comes to the outside of your left hip. Press up on your shins. Okay, so we'll do that a couple times. Going back and forth, pressing up off the shins. Reaching up and over, really opening outside of the shoulder through the rib basket, into the lower waist or into the side waist. Good. And one more last time, and make sure you just have an even number on both sides because we're that kind of people, right, yogis? And then the next time you pick up your knees and you drop them to the right, come down onto your forearm and open up and turn so that you're twisted to the right. Maybe your hands are on the floor. Maybe your forearms are on the floor. Or maybe your left hand can slide underneath your right. And you can come down onto your left shoulder. Can't quite do that in my body. So I'm pressing my forearms into the floor. And then you'll press into your right hand, sweep your left hand up and over, change the orientation of your legs, and come over to the other side, hands, forearms, or right hand underneath. We'll go one more time in each direction. So pressing into your left hand, sweep the right hand up, change the shin box, coming to the other side, twisting, pressing in to your right hand, sweep the left hand up, change the shin box, and come back. Good. And then come back to center. Take your hands behind your back again and just softly let the knees move back and forth. Okay. And then we'll come back to that same seated position. So right shin in front, right shin in front. And then from here, you'll take your left leg into Virasana. So you want to be on the top of your foot. So your left leg is in Virasana and your right leg is in Baddha Konasana. And then take your right hand to your hip. And as you turn to the right leg, feel the spiraling action happen from the low back all the way up through your cervical spine. Just kind of the same way we did when we were on the floor and we flopped ourselves over. See if you can have this happen, begin from the sacrum and move all the way up through your spine. And then once you have that feeling of the hips leading, the spiraling beginning at the base of your spine, you could add your arms. So you can add the arms in the end. So we're spiraling open to the right. Good. And then the next time we spiral open to the right, we'll take our right hand down to the floor, extend the left leg long, press up on the right shin, and the inside of your left foot could be on the floor. You might be able to take the whole sole of your foot to the floor, and then come back down. Take your hands behind your back or not, and change the shin box. So now make sure that the right leg, you've got the top of your foot on to the floor, so it's a little tighter than when we were just moving the legs back and forth. And take your hand to your left hip and feel as you spiral open this beginning from the sacrum, the lowest part of your spine, and spiraling up through the cervical spine, through into your neck. Feel the unwinding. And yep. And then you can add the arms if you like. Just don't let the arms lead the movement. Let the spiraling happen from the lowest part, the bottom of your spine, up through the thoracic spine, the mid spine, into the cervical spine. And then the next time you spiral open to the left, take your left hand to the floor, extend your right leg long, and open up in this big side bend. And then set your hips back down. Now we'll take the legs wide, almost 90 degrees here, and we'll take our hands behind our back again. And we're going to go internal with one leg, external with the other, and then switch. So back and forth, internal and external rotation. And then, you know where we're going. Let's try that same thing without the hands. And the next time that your right leg is in external rotation and your left leg is in internal rotation, bring your right hand to your hip and reach up and over. And then come back to center and take it in the opposite direction. So now left hand comes to the outside of the hip. Reach up and over. And go back and forth a few times, just like this. And then the next time that we have the right leg in external rotation and the left leg in internal rotation, come all the way to your forearm. And now reach up and over. Turn your palm to the ceiling. Open up your chest. And then turn your palm down towards the floor and kind of close your chest to the floor. And then open up again. A few times, just like that. And then press off your right hand, come up, take the legs in the opposite orientation to your forearm, come up and over. And then you'll open your palm to the ceiling and turn your upper body towards the ceiling. And then close your chest towards the floor. So you turn and your right arm is sort of parallel to the floor. Opening up, coming back. Good. And then we'll inhale back to center. And this time, when we go to the right, let's see if we can press into the right hand and lift off of our legs and reach the left arm up and over. And then drop to the floor, sweep the left arm down, take the legs in the opposite orientation, press into your left hand and sweep up and over. Good. And then come back to center. Take your hands behind your body again and take your knees back and forth. And then bring the legs long once more. Taking the shape of Dandasana, staff pose, lift and shift. Good. And really set your heels into the floor and isometrically pull the heels back towards your hips so you feel your hamstrings engaging. And then we're just going to walk forward and backwards. And then bring your feet as close to your sitting bones as possible. And you can take your arms through the space and really lean your weight forward. Really lean your weight forward. You might need to use your hands, but if you get your weight forward, press into your feet, lift your hips, and then stand up in all the way up, arms extended up, and exhale, hands down to your heart center, through your heart center. Good. All right, so now take the feet about hip distance or a little bit bigger and just move through your sacrum, pelvis, making some circles, both directions. And then arms out to a T. There we go. Reach to the right and inhale up and over. Let your left hand slide down your leg. Inhale back to center. And exhale, feel your shoulder blades on your back. We'll go a couple times in the same direction. So reaching to the right, that's the inhale. Exhale, sweep up and over. Take a full breath here, strong legs, in and inhale back to the T and exhale. Feel your shoulder blades settle on your back. Inhale, reach to the right. Exhale, up and over. One full breath here. Inhale back to center. Exhale, feel your shoulder blades firmly on your back. Inhale, reach to the left. Exhale, sweep up and over. Next inhale, back up to the T. Exhale, firmly plant your shoulder blades on your back. Inhale, reach to the left. Exhale, sweep up and over. Inhale back to center. Exhale, draw your shoulder blades onto your back. Inhale, reach to the left. Exhale, sweep up and over. Inhale, sweep the left arm back up, coming to the T position. Now take hands to hips. And again, just move in some circles through your pelvis. And then we'll come back to that T position. So now inhale, reach to the right. Bending your right knee, collapse yourself through center. And bend the left knee as you come back up. You land in the T again. Inhale to reach to the right, bending the right knee. Just drop yourself through center, over to the left, bend the left knee, and sweep back up. And so let's make that as flowy as possible. So you'll reach to the right, bend the right knee, sweep through center, bend the left knee, come back up. Reach to the right, bend the knee, sweep through center, come back up. One more time. And then we'll try the other side. So inhale to reach to the left, bend the left knee and drop, crumple your body down and just sweep through center and come back up. Reach to the left, bend the left knee, come through center, bend the right knee, come back up. Reach to the left, bend the left knee, drop your body through center, and come back up. Reach to the left, bend that knee, Come through center and back up. And then we'll come back to center. Take hands to hips and come into Tadasana. So draw your tailbone down towards your heels. Take the low ribs in, turn the palms forward, weight on both feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up. And exhale, fold and come through center. And inhale, halfway lift, reach the crown long. And exhale, fold through center. Take your hands to the floor and step back into the downward facing dog. Inhale, drop your knees. Come into the cow shape. And exhale, round your back and bring yourself back to child's pose. Inhale, slide forward and come into the cow position, so an arch in the back. And then exhale, turn your toes under, press into downward facing dog. Inhale to walk your feet forward and come into a halfway lift. And exhale, fold. And inhale, sweep your arms up. And exhale, land your hands at heart center. Release your arms to the side. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, fold, hands to the floor, step yourself back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come to your knees and count. And exhale, round your back and draw your hips back to child's pose. Inhale, come to the cow position. Exhale, curl your toes, press your hips up, downward facing dog. Inhale, walk or jump your feet forward, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Pressing into your feet, sweep your arms up. And exhale, hands to heart center. So just continue to flow this way. It's just a modified sun salutation. But feel like you have no hesitation. All right, you're just moving through the flow. Moving through the flow. If you want to change it in any way, you can. Inhale to the cow. Exhale, curl your toes, press your hips back, downward facing dog. Inhale, walk or jump your feet forward, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Pressing into your feet, inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, come through center, landing there in Tadasana. Feel your Tadasana shape. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step or jump back, downward facing dog. You could go down through plank here and upward facing dog, but you could also drop your knees and just come to the cat posture. How can you make this all easier? Press into your hands, round your back, and drop your hips. What are we really doing here? Finding ease in the body, cow pose. Turn toes under, press back, downward facing dog. Last time, we'll inhale the feet forward, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. And from here, heel toe your feet apart. You'll come back to that same little squat that we pushed up from, and then set your hips to the floor and come back onto your back. Let's bring your knees into your chest and gently rock back and forth. Same place we started. And then open it up just a bit bigger. Open it up so the top leg inhales up, everything comes over to the other side. Just revisit a couple of things here. And then coming to your back. Straight legs, arms up overhead. Inhale the right leg up and bring it across midline and feel yourself unwind in the spiraling open to your belly. And then lift your right leg up, take it across your back body and see if this spiraling open feels any different. Left leg up across your belly and spiral yourself open. Left leg up across your back body and spiral yourself open. Let's try one more time in each direction. Right leg comes across the front of the body and you spiral open. Lift your right leg, take it across your back body and spiral open. Lift your left leg, take it across your midline and spiral open from the sacrum all the way through the spine. And then lift left leg up across your back body and spiral open in that direction. Good. And then bring your knees into your chest one more time. Give yourself a squeeze here. Dropping your knees to one side. Take your arms in the T position. Find a twist. So scooping your belly in the opposite direction of your knees. Scoop the belly in the opposite direction of your knees. And just begin to settle back down. You can inhale the top leg up, come back to center, and sort of square your hips up again, and drop your knees in the opposite direction. Scooping your belly away from the knees. Now back to center. Anything else you need here? You might want to have a laughing baby. You might want to do a supine pigeon or figure four. We did do some hip work, so it might feel nice to open up or get some space in the hips. And then wherever you are, take your time as you come to final Shavasana posture. So the final posture is not, it's just as important as all the others and sometimes a harder posture. So the feet typically fall out to the sides and we can press into the back of the head and lift our shoulder blades under, tuck them under. So we're opening across the front of the body, receiving our practice, receiving the good work of our practice. And then palms up. And if that doesn't feel comfortable to you for any reason, you can go to your belly. Bring your hands to your belly. And let's finish the way we began. Taking 8 rounds of breath. Make the exhale a little bit longer than the inhale. So the river knows its source and it is moving in its pathway to its destination. It doesn't think in terms of sooner or later, before or after. It's just a flowing presence. And that is the in such a way, in that presence of flow. So stay in Shavasana as long as you like, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.